Welcome back, everybody, to the Miami Marlins franchise in a very challenging Season 4. We have only started the year 13-22, and we are not anywhere near as good as I thought we would be offensively to this point. You couple that with the pitching regressing, this is looking like another long rebuilding year. The top of this roster is full of cold streaks, and the most concerning one is 19-year-old shortstop Hank Holder seeing regression here in his second season, as he's only hitting 190 with a 610 OPS through 32 games. Over his last 10, he's only hit 111 with 2 extra base hits. This is not the Hank Holder we came to know during his Rookie of the Year campaign. I've dug into the stats and found that the majority of this roster is lost at the plate against left-handed pitching. And I'm still eyeing up moves we can make here in year 4 that makes sense. Now, we did see last episode that was the Luke Keeschel episode. He gave us a lot of excitement in that episode, especially with his first career home run, a walk-off homer, giving us a come-from-behind victory against the Washington Nationals. We'll see how long this keeps up. Is Keeschel ready to be an everyday major leaguer? Or is this a hot streak he's unable to ultimately maintain? I'm also looking at Johnny Grieve today, the first draft pick of this series. This year, he has not done a very good job at the plate. He's just played 30 games this season, and his slash line is very poor. 184 average, a 571 OPS. I won't send him down quite yet because his last 10 is trending in the right direction. I love this feature in the game this year. Gives you a better idea of the recent form a player is in. And at least for Johnny, that's looking better with 3 multi-hit games over his last 5. So we're on to the month of May now, continuing Season 4. We have a series against the Royals. And wouldn't you know it, Hank Holder has hit his first home run here in a couple weeks. The team didn't play well, but at least he went yard. Jordan Hicks has been a very disappointing signing to this point. He's had a number of bad starts with an ERA near 10. Let's see if we can get out of this 4th inning jam. 2 down with 2 runs on the board and 2 runners on. Joey Wiemer, base hit into right field, and the Royals tack on a 3rd run. Whoa, Christian Yelich is here on the Royals now. I was not expecting that. And a line drive to Esteury Ruiz wraps up the 4th. But another start not going right for Jordan Hicks. We jump ahead. It is a 3-3 game. And here is Luke Keeschel stepping up. We do see it's another multi-hit game for Johnny Grieve. So let's see if he can continue to keep it moving there. But now Luke Keeschel, after becoming the star of last episode, got Ruiz going. He's there. Too easy. Keeschel into left field. It is down, and Ruiz is going to score. Coming up empty on the dive. Keeschel, he will hold up at second. It's another multi-hit game. Another extra base hit. Another great moment for Luke Keeschel in his debut season. All right, Johnny, I see you. Average climbing now to 192. And you're still in that part of the season where a multi-hit game can really change your batting average. I mean, think about it. If you're talking about just the first 100 at-bats, and we're just past that now, but your first 100 at-bats, each hit is worth 10 points. So it can really ratchet things up when you have a good stretch. And now a line drive. It's down. Back-to-back will reach the wall, and Keeschel will head home. And the Marlins tack on 2, thanks to these young infielders. Johnny lost his lid. He don't need it. And speaking of infielders, Otto Lopez base hit to right field. I wasn't even trying to make an Otto Lopez point. I was going to let y'all know that Xavier Edwards is like a day away from coming off the injured list. That's 3 straight hits. I wish he'd stay in the game. All right, Hank, 189. Now we got to work on his numbers this year. I think it's some extraordinarily bad luck. At least from what I've been able to see in these games. Like, I've had a lot of good swings with Hank this year, and they've been warning track fly balls or lineouts in most cases. Now let's see if I can fix this. Nope, not that time. Strike 3. All right, Connor Norby. Runners at the corners. 3-2 count. Looking for one more run. And we'll load the bases for Jonah Bride. Bride's numbers are phenomenal this year, even factoring in that he's not hit lefties well. He has just been all over righty pitching. And what a chance he has here in the 7th. Oh, he's under it. Just a little too late. Infield fly. Alec Thomas now, deep to right field. That's a grand slam. Missed the chance with Bride, but Thomas connects. And the Fish have scored 6 in the 7th. Check out the sign. Miami loves Thomas. Alec Thomas makes it 9-3. I knew his energy was getting down there. If I was just a little patient, I knew I'd get something. I'd be shocked if they give me any other situations from this game. That is a Miami victory. The offense has picked it up the last couple weeks. We're scoring more runs, and we're more middle of the pack now in terms of total runs scored. Good game, fun way to start the episode. Max Meyer starting pretty strong here in this matchup, and the Marlins are able to win this game 3-0. Max Meyer has been one of our bright spots in the pitching staff this year as he goes 7 scoreless. And welcome back to Xavier Edwards. We certainly missed him with one of the worst batting averages in all of baseball, so it's a huge upgrade here in year 4. And I gotta send him down. Griffin Conine is not getting it done, and especially in the area where his ratings are strongest. Hitting lefties is supposed to be one of his calling cards, and he's losing 3 attributes in each category because he hasn't done it. I can only be so patient. Connor Norby now returns to the bench. I gotta show you something, though. I was looking at the numbers like, oh, yeah, he's playing about the same as he usually does. He has 5 triples already. He actually leads the league along with Shohei Ohtani, just randomly. Whoa, Noble Meyer is now injured. He's going to be out 1 to 2 months. So this year his plans have changed as we claim Daniel Espino, and then he gets injured. So we'll see him here again in a couple months. And we're going to give Carson Milbrandt the promotion then, as he's been dominant down at AA. And he is one of those pitchers that with C potential could still get a chance at some point in this series to see what he can do at the majors. Whoops. AAA, not major leagues right now. But we're just going to take this one series at a time then. Let's see if we can recover this season in any way. We have Xavier Edwards back now. He does have a multi-hit game. Back to scouting now, and I would certainly expect Doug Butcher to end up being the number 1 or 2 pick now, if he's going to be one on our board after fully scouting him. So probably not going to fall to 10 then. We have Sean Carvajal, a starting pitcher, who's going to go down to 26 on our board with a 72 to 87 potential range. Probably not going to be at 10 then. And then Eddie Ayala, 15 on the board. We have to work on some of that motivation. I'll probably let this one get wrapped up. Another series win. We take down the Reds this time with Darrell Ingram. Ingram going 2 for 5 here in the finale. He went yard and is now hitting 300. Meanwhile, Xavier Edwards making up for lost time. 2 doubles and 2 steals in this game. And that means he stole third base twice. That's 7 hits in 3 games since his return off the IL. Holder goes yard the next day. Already a couple in this episode, but we dropped Game 1 to the Mets. Johnny Grieve has a 3-hit day. A triple away from the cycle even. He doesn't achieve it, but it's another really promising game. And like we saw from Connor Norby a couple years ago, he might have gotten hot at just the right time to avoid being sent down. Taking 2 out of 3 is the name of the game, and we do it again to the Mets. Holder with a double, Thomas belts a home run, and Robbie Snelling goes 7 innings with 2 runs allowed. Well, I forgot, sometimes there's a 4-game series. I don't like 4-game series. It's awkward, and then you split, and no one wins. And now Tyler Soderstrom suffers an injury down at AAA, and he's going to be out 1 to 2 months. So Joe Brown is going to be taking that spot as he recovers from the torn ACL from last year in just a couple days. A quick week brings us back to the scouting board, and now we have Eddie Ayala climbing to 4. This is what we want to see. A player we think is going to be there at 10, but on our board, he's even better. Now, the ratings don't show anything as being extraordinary early on. He might have a pretty low overall. We've had a lot of these lower overall outfielders, so it would be nice to get a little bit higher starting point. But Ayala looks to have good value around 10. And then these 2 starting pitchers, they both have lower walk per 9. I just want to see how low it truly is. Tom Vega Ramos is going to be 17th now on the board after 1 week. Alex Matthews is at 12. Could still be in play for us in the first round. I've put all of our scouting efforts so far really into this first round pick. Hopefully soon I can move on to getting ready for that PPI pick at 31. The hottest pitcher in the organization right now would have to be Max Meyer. 51 innings into his season, he's brought his overall up to an 82. He's not getting a lot of strikeouts, but he's just been really effective all year, and he has 3 outings in his last 4 where he's gone at least 7 frames. And he's gone at least 5 in 7 straight. And he's one of those players I've been thinking about offering a contract to. The Marlins are 20-27, creeping closer to 500 with their recent stretch of play. And Max Meyer is seeking his 6th straight win on the mound. Is that real? That is pretty impressive. And let's get underway against the Yankees as Anthony Volpe pops one up behind first base. An easy first out. This series gave us a lot of pitching talent from the very beginning, but the tough part has been thinking about who actually gets long-term deals and fits into this core for hopefully the long haul. Meyer is putting himself into that position where I'm going to have to see what the contract is worth when we get to the extension period, which will be end of the year around September. But if we can do a deal for under $20 million a year, and he's played well throughout the season, I could really see it happening. Down below, Edward Cabrera apparently leads the AL in strikeouts. So really working out for the Rangers this season, it appears. And Max Meyer, meanwhile, our top starter so far in Season 4. I've moved off of a lot of those existing starters from the beginning. Sandy, Braxton Garrett, Edward Cabrera. I didn't really want Meyer to be next as Judge connects, rips it to left. And he'll have a 2-out double. He wasn't about to let me get away with throwing that fastball. So we'll see if we can strand him now. It's Schwarber at the plate. Got him way outside on the circle change. And a tough slider to start off, Jason Dominguez. Slide to left, heading back near the edge of the track, and the catch is made. He strikes out Austin Wells looking on a sinker. Max pitching ahead of Isaac Paredes, and it's a base hit up the middle. The Yankees get back-to-back here in the second. And then grazing the edge here with the slider. Really good command. I think he's a really pinpoint guy when he's on. Inside and got him there on a fastball. And Meyer gets out of the inning. Just starting everybody off with the first pitch strike that they don't want to go after. And then missing over the middle, and Bregman clobbers it. And that didn't go where I wanted it to. And don't do the same to this guy, or you'll have a 2-0 ball game quick. A rocket to first. Kind of missed there on the changeup, but a good result. But that sinker is definitely a weapon at times. I think it's locating well. That one hits Max, and then it's going to be Ramirez, unable to make the play in time. Now ahead of Dominguez, and that was going to be right off of the outside corner. Another good pitch. And then when he's commanding the fastball well, I want to go a little more inside, but not maybe that far. Austin Wells to center. That's hit well, and it is gone. Austin Wells clubs a 3-run homer, and the Yankees break the game open. Here I am wrecking Max Meyer's hot streak. Yeah, every now and then he's missed one up, and the Yankees have jumped all over those. Paredes to left. It's hit well, and the third homer for New York comes in the 4th inning. And they're going to pull Max out after that one. Yeah, the fastball got hit well a couple times, and it wasn't even on bad misses or anything. So, a tough day, and the Yankees do hand Max Meyer a loss that ends his win streak. We didn't feel like scoring anyway. Joe Brown is healthy, and he will be reporting to AAA. Brown is a 71 overall, getting ready to make his Major League debut at some point this season. His vision, clutch, discipline combo is a great trio. The contact against righties is great. I'm trying to train the power to get that as high as it will go. And it's time for him to step into the batter's box once again. Getting his second year back on track here at Capitol Field. 2 aboard, and Brown takes high. 6'4" power hitter, projects as our future DH. Could even play some first base, but DH is preferable. Looking for a good first at-bat back. It's 2-2. And it's crushed! Belted to left field! Joe Brown! Extra bases in his return. It's an RBI double here in the 1st inning. Noelvi Marte now is going to dump one, and Brown can head home and score. 50 speed, too, out of a guy who projects as maybe a DH only. Ain't too bad.
36, left fielder, number 8.
Ooh, nice little hit streak here for Noelvi Marte as he pushes for a return to the majors. Yeah, he's hit in the upper 200s this year. Carson Milbrandt with 2 hit-by pitches in this inning, loading the bases. And it's Miguel Vargas. A's franchise fans, where are you at? Going 2. We'll get back. You want to? Never mind, doesn't matter. That's to right center now. Joe Brown has a 2-hit day, and each hit has driven in a run. And Noelvi Marte's hitting .302. So if there is an injury in the infield, he could be working himself up. That's going to be an inning-ending double play, it looks like. Now we face a lefty here in the 7th. Joe Brown, base is empty, and he comes up empty. Up the middle, base hit, And Joe Brown is 3 for 4 in his return. And I'm really liking this adjusted hitting camera I have for this year. I'm a lot more comfortable with the taller hitters. I'm not so zoomed in. There's like so much, I feel like, eye tracking distance, you know, if that makes any sense. Just to get from one edge of the zone to the other when you have these massive strike zones at times. But I'm able to see things better and react faster, and that's when you're going to make your best contact, when you're pulling the ball over, going the other way. P.J. Morlando on the ground, another double play. Morlando, though, having a decent year where he's developing, getting even closer to his chance. There are so many players down here I'm just excited about over the next couple years. And I'm going to have to make some moves so they have room to come up and perform. Let's see if we can have another double play ball here. And we're going to take that very strong debut this season for Joe Brown. 3 hits, 2 RBIs. And he'll be waiting for his name to be called. The Diamondbacks have given us a phone call. They are looking to be the latest team to acquire Jonah Bride. They're offering Eduardo Rodriguez, and this, I'm not trying to eat his salary and do y'all a favor. We ain't friends like that. Tough stretch here against the New York teams for our Marlins, as we're going to lose back-to-back series. Adrian Morejon just got hurt. A lot of injuries today. 2 to 3 months with a fractured hand. We're going to put him on the 60-day injured list then. That opens up a 40-man spot. Troy Gates is going to get the bump up then. He's pitched pretty well so far, and I meant for him to make the Major League roster anyway this year, but we didn't have a spot for him because I had Bobby Miller in that 8th bullpen spot. I also have to keep signing free agent minor league relievers because they keep getting hurt. Hank Holder has hit 3 home runs in today's episode. Still seeing a lot of those ratings going in the wrong direction, but he has gotten back up to an 87 overall. His durability is getting a +5, and his fielding is up by 4. So you can start to see some more meaningful developments here as we get into the month of May. And his last 10 games are trending easily in the right direction. The Rockies are trying to snap a 10-game losing streak. No pressure, guys. Let's get this back on track. Jordan Hicks, now is your time. You're going to have a good outing. I can feel it. Holder! That's hit well to left field and just over. Yes! It's gone! Number 7 for Hank Holder. I got to see that on replay. 1-0 Miami. I think it hit the top of this fence here. Yep, bounces right off into the Miami bullpen. All right, in the field now. Ezekiel Tovar, that's a routine play. Hank gets him. Edwards already on. All right, that was good enough. I don't need to see more pitches if that's what I'm getting. Oh, come on now, Casey. On the corner, that is strike 3. He's kind of pitching well today, guys. We're through 5 here with Jordan Hicks. He's only given up 2 hits in a 3-0 game. Luis Medina. Ripped. Hit deep to left and fair. Holder makes his way into second base. And the runner is thrown out. No RBI. Another nice hit, though, into that left field corner. I knew these had to start connecting. And Carter now in the air to right. And Hank will move up. Jonah Bride, 10 homers on the season. And that looks to be a line out to finish off the inning. Jordan Hicks has gone 6, only giving up 2. And now we turn things over to the bullpen. Evan Carter goes yard, and it's 4-0. And, wow, they load the bases. Guys, what are you doing right now? Bases are loaded for Colorado, and they've plated one. There is only one out. Jose Alvarado versus Austin Hendrick. Good cutter. Fishing, strike two. Struck him out. He looked lost and overwhelmed in that at-bat. Another strike to Hunter Goodman. Alvarado, 0-2. He struck him out, and the Marlins win. Rockies drop their 11th consecutive game. Nice multi-hit game for Hank Holder as well, but Jordan Hicks, much deserving player of the game honor. The Rockies do snap their losing streak on the next day, however. We failed to score. And for Max Meyer, 5 innings, 3 runs allowed. 108 ERA. Not the best start to this year for Troy Gates. All right, we scout again. Wow, these two players both slide significantly down the board. Kenny Jackowicz might not be in that first round conversation. We'll cancel that one. And then I scouted Roger Compton, thinking of him near that 31st pick of ours, but he slips down to 56 on the board. Meanwhile, Tom Vega Ramos will go to 24th as he slides. So I feel like most of the scouting so far has either shown us a player in Butcher who's probably out of reach, or players who I'm not as excited to take at 10 as some of the players I was taking earlier in the series. You'll notice here there is a catcher in the top 10. We are absolutely going to scout Damian Turnwall, as Agustin Ramirez has struggled in the series, and we need to have some more options. We're trailing the Rockies here 4-2 as we try to take the third game of this series. Runner on for Alec Thomas, and we go bottom of the 6th. Luis Medina out there for the Rockies again. Evan Carter takes off, and they still get a double play. What a play by Colorado. We'll try this again now in the 7th inning. Luke Keeschel is on for Cole Carrig. Carrig hitting .328, by the way. Can't imagine he has a significant amount of at-bats, but still promising. Right back to him. Don't even tell me. Another Colorado twin killing. Rockies win. They take the series from us. That's a tough one to drop here. All right, we've simmed quite a ways already this episode. Let's talk about some things that are happening. Luke Keeschel up to a 69. He's not hitting .320 still, but 252, 312 on base. I'll take it. Slugging not very high. He's not a big-time power guy right now. He's cooled off, though. And then we have Johnny Grieve now hitting 197. Still up to 75 this year. And his last 10, not going great, especially in these last 4 games. This, to me, feels like the right time to send down Johnny Grieve and use that first option. I think he could use some extra time down there, and he probably will get some development out of it. And the player coming up is going to be outfielder Chet Sbarbori, acquired 2 years ago in the Sandy Alcantara deal with the Brewers. And the plan is going to be to put him right into the outfield and move Luke Keeschel then to third base, a more natural fit for him. So Sbarbori is added to the 40-man, and he is ready now to make his major league debut. And one thing this offense hasn't done well is hit lefties. And Sbarbori gives us a chance to start fighting back against that. That's what he does best. All right, it's time for another debut, and there will be many more to come. I've been trying to find difference makers in the outfield. And it's been taking a while to develop these guys, but now Chet Sbarbori gets his chance. Chet was considered our number 10 prospect and the 94th ranked in Major League Baseball. No, the locomotive is in a different series of mine. All right, here's Jose Altuve hitting against Daniel Espino. Sbarbori getting the start in center. It's his first time on a Major League ball field. And a base hit is hit right in his direction. And he's going to hit for the first time here in the second inning against Frankie Montas. And Sbarbori's Major League journey is now underway. So he swapped out one young 5'7" hitter for another one. Sbarbori, though, I think will project to be a better power hitter than Johnny Grieve. Lower contact as he comes up empty there on the cutter. Montas 1-2. We'll take it. Montas is unhittable, apparently. And it's a taken strike 3 looking. Yeah, I still look at a few too many pitches here low in the zone with this camera, especially with the shorter hitters there. Well, let's get back to the field now. Scoreless still. Altuve again with a fly ball. Sbarbori has very good speed, and I could be happy starting him anywhere in the outfield. But he has really good range, so center's where he's getting this playing time. Defensively, his ratings are pretty solid as well. This is going to be hit a little to his left. And no problem. To right field on a line, Chet Sbarbori's first Major League hit comes in at-bat number 2. 100 miles per hour off the bat. That's a solid single. That's one to be proud of. 85 speed makes him a stolen base threat as well. We're taking off. It's in the dirt. And we'll have it. First steal for Sbarbori. I think having speed is always going to be really valuable to me in this series. We don't have one of the greatest budgets, so just speed is a nice bonus to have. More stolen base chances, more chances at taking that extra base every now and then. It's one of those things that can give you a little edge in a few different areas. Alek Thomas is showing bunt and does put it down as we play some small ball, and I don't think he got him. Oh, he did. Pete Alonso had to dive there. I need to see that again from that angle because I have not seen this play happen before. The sacrifice bunt first off. Wasn't expecting that. And, oh, I think he does clip the cleats here. That's a good call. Xavier Edwards, though, I feel good about getting him home on this. The 1-2, strike 3 looking. All right, maybe he is unhittable. Base is loaded. Oh, no, second and third. They gotten out at third base. First and second, rather, for Sbarbori with Montas trying to finish the inning. Oh, it is 1-0. We scored. Sbarbori in the air, and that's hit well to left. Carrying for extras, and he'll have his first Major League RBIs on a 2-run double. We break it open. So far, I mean, to have his first hit be 100 miles per hour off the bat, and now this well-hit double, that shows you why I'm excited about Sbarbori as a very well-rounded prospect. Keishel now. He sends one to center. That gets run down. Espino going deep into this game again. One gone facing Luis Roberts. Sbarbori trying to get to this one in the gap, and he does. What do we have now? First and third for Sbarbori's fourth trip. And Sbarbori sends it out to right. hit very well, and it's caught up against the wall. Opposite field power like that, though. It is a sac fly. And more good contact out of Sbarbori. Marlins win, and Sbarbori plays a very big role in that victory. An immediate boost to the offense. 2 for 3 with a double and 3 RBIs is a pretty good place to begin. Agustin Ramirez playing well to open the year has led to a lot of ratings going up to start the year, and it happened at just the right time. Training defense, though, to hopefully make him a more well-rounded long-term starter. This feels like he's back on track again. Let's go to our next game. Hank Holder has a homer and a double in this game, but we trail by 2.
Now batting, left
Evan
fielder,
Carter trying to come through in the 7th inning. Left on left, and he hasn't hit lefties great this season. On top of it. And that's going to wrap up the inning on a missed opportunity. Man, Troy Gates seems to get into trouble every outing. 2 down, bases loaded. Can we keep it a 2-run game? Yainer Diaz ahead 2-0.
2 balls, no strike.
No way Darrell Ingram leads the NL in homers. Wow. So, the edge went to Hank as rookies, but a significant leap by Ingram this year. It's pretty impressive. 3-1 from Gates. In the air, Carter back, and he's got it. All right, Chet Sbarbori, after a great debut, is now 0 for 3, but has a chance here in the 8th inning. Ooh, that was a good one. 2-1 against Zach Jackson, who was in the A's franchise, of course. Never played well for me. 2-2 on Sbarbori. Up the middle, base hit. 2-on for the Marlins. There we go, Chet. Love seeing that. And now Otto Lopez. Outside of those big 2-out hits I had, it's been a pretty quiet year at the plate. Definitely a step back. Only a 625 OPS. Strike 3 on Lopez. I had tried to put down a bunt unsuccessfully. Luke Keeschel has 2 hits. He puts one in the air. Hit well to left, and it is caught. I couldn't tell if I had left early there, so I just retreated. And we're going to pinch hit Connor Norby into the game. He's been back on the bench with Edwards' return. We just haven't seen him really add another dimension to his game. I think so far he's been an average at best DH. But I've wanted to see more in the first few years of this series. 3-0, we'll see if we get anything good. I mean, would you rather face Norby here or Xavier Edwards with the inning on the line? Got it, but was out in front.
3 balls.
Picked at third, and Norby is retired. Out of the jam. Houston holds on, and they win the game. Oh, is Ryan Weathers pitching today? Yes, he went 6 innings against us, 4 hits allowed, 2 earned runs. Luis Robert had himself a nice day. The Marlins win the following game and take a series on the road from the Astros. And it's back-to-back starts for Jordan Hicks that do go well. We have not looked good against the Dodgers, though. They have swept us so far to this point. And now the division rival Braves are offering us a trade, also attempting to add Jonah Bride. And I'm not interested here in Grant Holmes at 31 years old. What am I going to do with Jonah Bride? Because the right move is to trade him. He's been great for us, but sometimes you do have to let these good players go. I think especially when there is an obvious successor waiting. And that would have to be Joe Brown. He's played 10 games so far since recovering from the ACL, and although he's not hitting for a lot of power right now, he's at least getting on base. His only extra base hit was the double I hit with him in that return game. I'd also like to point out that down at AA, there's Aaron Jackson, and he is now a 75 overall. Very high contact, vision, clutch. He's an intriguing player. He can also back up first base, which is always one of those positions where I just struggle to find guys that can play first base. But Jackson has hit 7 homers, hitting .297 at AA. And I think he has gotten everything he can from this level. I'm going to be bumping him up. More scouting today. Damian Turnwall appears to also be able to play third base. Vision, power against lefties looks really good. Definitely an offense over defense catcher based on this info. Diego Lugo, 38% motivated to sign. Walk and home run per 9 are the 2 pitching weaknesses. When I see these players, though, fall down the board, and I have so many players I need to get around to, I'm stopping a lot of my scouting at that point because I have to use these resources and find ways to get all these players covered. Pablo Ramirez, though, is going to stay at third on our board after one session, so we'll continue on. We finally beat the Dodgers in our final game against them, I imagine, this season, with a whole bunch of extra base hits. 2 of those doubles from Sbarbori, who goes 3 for 4. Hank Holder had a couple doubles. Espino went only a third inning. I think he had gotten hurt. But what a job by this bullpen in relief, including Troy Gates. Catching up on some more stats here, and this is not looking great for Robbie Snelling. He has been giving up a lot of home runs. In 52 innings, he's given up 14 already. That is second most on the team, behind Yuri Perez. Perez and his FIP aren't looking great, so we could see some more statistical regression for him. But Snelling hasn't been able to develop much this season. It's a far cry from where he was a year ago. And then down at AAA, you've got Thomas White, who has prevented home runs, and he's struck a lot of hitters out this season. Up to a 78 overall now. And maybe it's time to shake some things up here and swap those 2 pitchers. Thomas White will go up. And Robbie Snelling, we're going to use his second minor league option. Thomas White has made 19 appearances so far in the series. His major league playing time hasn't gone great, but this year would be a fresh start for him. We have a lot of third basemen here at AAA, so I have to get creative with where everybody's going to play. Johnny Grieve is going to take some reps now at second base. But between him, Jackson, and Noelvi Marte, that's 3 third basemen I need to keep out there every day. So we go all the way through May in this episode. I wanted to go a little bit faster this time around. And Thomas White, in his return to the bigs, is off to a strong start.
86.
Sean Sanchez here for the Angels, and Thomas White looking to go through 5. Runner takes off, and that's hit into the dugout. Wow, Brent Rooker is an MVP favorite right now. So is Darrell Ingram. Hank Holder, though, picking it up. I mean, he has 7 homers in this episode, like 7 in the last month. That's really good. Had a multi-homer game just recently in the simming. Just off to Sanchez. Popped him up. And Cole Carrig behind the dish makes the catch. I also just saw that Edward Cabrera is a Cy Young favorite right now. He's in the top 3. Out in front of Gary Brady. I don't know some of these names I'm seeing here on the Angels. Thomas White gives up a line drive single, and 2 are on. Ian Happ to right. Norby's out there, and he's going to make this catch. No advance. Looking at this outfield, I do think Norby's going to be finding himself out there a lot more. With Sbarbori playing well. Are you kidding me? Change up away. Mike Trout puts the Angels on top. Welcome back to the majors, Thomas White. He then walks Zach Neto. And this start is beginning to look a little different from where we were at the start of this inning.
Nope.
And that should be playable for Sbarbori. But now the offense has some work to do. Thomas White will exit after 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Really just that Mike Trout 3-run homer that was the big issue. Luke Keeschel up, hitting .241 as his season settles in. And he's under the curve, hits it down the line, turning foul. And jam shot center field. It's going to be tracked down. Carrig, what a play at first, and an extra base hit chance is taken away. Yeah, the Jose Hernandez move has paid off very nicely for us. Becoming a very reliable middle reliever. Numbers are excellent this season. Gone on a fastball. Trent Grisham strikes out. Carter, no, that one's going to be in for a base hit. Yep, there's Darryl Ingram down below. 20 homers to lead the National League. What a Season 2 breakout. Logan O'Hoppe now with Carter chasing it down in the gap. And a weak grounder. We will wrap this inning up. So, Darryl Ingram with 20 homers. Hank is here with half of that. 10 homers, hitting .238. Oh, that was what I wanted. This guy just throws curve after curve. Right center, I don't think so. It's run down. Meanwhile, Xavier Edwards has 3 homers on the season, despite coming back toward the beginning of the episode. Always nice to have him out there. 3-2. I could not hold back against the 12-6 curve. Norby pops it up. Tad late. Inning over. And Troy Gates now. Strikeout rates at a nice 23.3%, but just giving up far too many hits and too many home runs. Can he figure things out throughout the season? Not by throwing that pitch, that's for sure. Take that ground ball at Hank Holder. Oh, he threw him off the bag. That's an error charge to Holder. Oh no, not again. Wow, that was another bad slider. But it looks like we're going to get away with it. You know, I love the fans trying this right now, but 237 not feeling it here. That'll raise it a couple points. He's a ways away, though, from the MVP hunt. Oh, wow, that did bloop in. Dane Myers is now on. 2 straight reach in the 7th. And that brings up the young center fielder, Chet Sbarbori. Still looking for that first homer. Empty on the big cut there. Wow. And just a piece of that changeup. Now we're down 0-2. And got him on a good fastball inside. All right, Angels make a move. And now we're going to have Luke Keeschel. He has 4 homers on the year with 16 RBIs. Nice slider.
That's ball.
You know, I don't worry too much if a player's hot streak goes away and they're not playing great afterwards. Because that hot streak, I look at it like it still contributes well to development. Let's see if Keishel can get us something here. No, on a slider low, strike 3. And now Cole Carrig, the inning is up to him. Up the middle, let's take that. Myers, he's going to go back to second. We do score, though. An RBI single for Cole Carrig. It's a 4-3 game. 2 down, runner in scoring position. Otto Lopez is 0 for 3.
That's a ball.
This might be the environment he needs. 2-0 from Bachman.
Nope.
Ooh, doesn't get the call. Man, is the light green if Hank Holder's on deck? It's going to have to be real nice. It was not. And the bases are juiced. Hank Holder. The fans are waiting for a reason to go crazy. Hitting .237, he's 0 for 2 on the night. In the air, crushed to center, back and gone! Hank Holder, grand slam! And the Fish have retaken the lead on Holder's 11th. That's the first grand slam I've hit with Hank. And you know what? I kind of expected to hit one there. Fastball low, nice swing. 409 feet to center. It was a slow start, but he's going to be at full speed the rest of the way. Edwards, yep, single. What about Connor Norby's spot, given all these third basemen we have down at AAA? All the guys that could play his spot. You know, he's not developing is the problem. I like the ratings, I like the player, but where's the progress?
That's a ball.
I think he has one option remaining. And maybe this year we think about spending it and trying out some other players. And maybe we find out if Norby's expendable potentially. That one is skied. Way out to center. Great carry. And it's gone! 2-run homer, Connor Norby. If he can just show us a little something more than he has in the past. You know, I don't want to get rid of him. He still has a couple years at team control. And yeah, he's good for 20 home runs. Doesn't hurt to have him even coming off the bench and see if something else ever comes of his skill set. I saw the exit velo there. I'm like, there's no way it's a fly out on a 104. Here is George Soriano, who is putting in a very rock-solid year. Nice slider. Let's try another one here. And Adele lines out. Soriano picks up a couple strikeouts. It's a clean 8th inning. Man, I don't like thinking about trading away Jonah Bride. But I know it's probably what needs to happen. Bride hitting .258 on pace for another really good year with 20-plus homers. Almost had one there. On the ground. Playable at short. Nice throw by Neto. Wow. Sean Sanchez gets a hold of this one, and the Angels tack on a quick 2 runs in the 9th inning. Carter going over and almost comes up with an amazing catch. Strike 3 for Enriquez. And don't think I haven't forgotten about Ian Happ. Turning us down in free agency. Hank Holder finishes the ball game. Wait, that's 2 outs? I'm not facing Mike Trout here. Just put him on.
Now back.
Oh, boy. Sbarbori trying to track this down. Cuts it off in the gap. Angels are going to bring the tying run to the plate, and we're going to make a move now. It's become a save situation. And here comes Jose Alvarado, who's just been one of the best players on the team this year. 14 of 15 on his save tries. Almost unhittable. Bring back that guy with Jose Alvarado for Cy Young sign. 97 and in there to Joe Adell. Strike 2 on the curve. He struck him out. Alvarado gets the save. Marlins win. Thanks to a 7-run inning sparked by a Hank Holder home run. Fun inning of offense for us there, and it's been nice to see that coming around more ever since the beginning of the year. So we take things all the way into early June today. I think next episode we're going to be either drafting or very close to drafting. We're about a month out of that. The Phillies are running away with this division, so we're not competing for the East this year. We're already 17 back. In the wild card world, you still got to be well above 500. We're 7.5 back of that. I guess it's still possible we could compete, but it doesn't really look like it. Batting average really didn't improve much today. We're still 28th. Runs scored, I do feel pretty good about that. We're around league average. Pretty low in terms of homers. And we are still the worst pitching team by far. We've allowed the most hits, the most runs, and the most homers in the league. Bride and Holder have double-digit home runs. They're the only players on the team that have that so far. Okay, Ramirez, yeah, his numbers weren't great against lefties, so that's starting to actually factor in. Yeah, this is just a lot of home runs to be allowing. We're obviously not getting rid of Yuri Perez. He's actually regressed down to an 89 because of those home runs. You know one guy who hasn't been allowing home runs? Down at Double-A, last year's first-rounder Jorge Vizcaino. Next episode, I need to get in a game with him and finally get an idea of what his game looks like. Because he's only allowed 3 homers in his last 50 innings. He's still sporting a 4.5 ERA. But I'm also intrigued how he's racking up so many strikeouts and what it's like to play with him in-game. We're going to wrap this episode up. Hope you guys enjoyed the action. A lot of fun offensive highlights here in this video. But definitely some moves are going to happen soon with this team as we approach mid-season. Seeing this team is not really ready to level up quite yet. So leave your thoughts down below. Hit that thumbs up and I will catch you in the next episode. Have a great day, everybody.